Hello. I'm trying to see. Oh, I'm live. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? I'm in my teacher's mood and I'm live. Let me hit record here. Hi, everyone. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a beautiful day. And if you're joining me live, let me know where you're watching from. If you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. I can see some of you live. So I'm in my teacher's mood. I literally have my board here because this is the first lesson and I want you to come along with me and I have some concept that I'm going to be explaining to you. Can you hear me in the chat? Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, let me know in the chat. So today is the first lesson in our new series on manifesting from the fifth dimension. So my computer is that way and then my camera is here. So I'm kind of like moving forward and backward. So today is the first lesson on our new series on manifesting from the quantum and the fifth dimension. And I'm excited to bring you this training because this is gonna literally change the way you manifest and the way you view life. So if you're there, please let me know in the chat, of course. Oh, Oh yes, let me know in the chat. The chats are open. I'm trying to see from my laptop. So this is how we are going to be doing. So in the first lesson, I want to lay with you the foundations of the dimensions in a clear way for you to understand. Now, first of all, if you want to manifest from the fifth dimension, you want to first of all very be clear on what dimensions are and what each dimension represents and what you need to do to ascend into the next dimension. So that is what we are going to be talking about today. And I'm going to be showing you the different dimensions, what they are all about. And I'm going to be showing you how you are existing in all of these dimensions and how at any time you can choose to actually tap into a dimension and live there instead of this 3D reality in which we live in, right? So if you, in order for us to do that, the first thing that you need to understand is who you are, right? Who are you? First of all, man, you are a threefold being. So when we say you're a threefold being, it means you're a three-dimensional being living on three dimensions at the same time. So what is a dimension? A dimension is an energetic plane of existence. So a dimension is an energetic plane of existence. So when you are existing in any plane, you are living in that dimension. So again, it's not a physical place. So one of the dimensions that most of us are very common with is the 3D, right? It's the three dimension. And the three dimension is this physical realm in which we live in, where what we can see. So an energetic place of existence. It's not definitely a physical place. So because we exist in this dimension, we can say we are a three-dimensional being, right? Right now, having an experience in the three-dimensional world. But when you go deeper, you realize that you are a multi-dimensional being and you are existing on more than just the physical plane right here, right now. So in order to understand that, again, let's go to the basic. Who are you? So innately, you are a spirit, right? You are a spirit. And I'm going to draw that on the circle, in the big circle. Hope you can see my board. And let's give this cycle name S. So this is who you are. Innately, this is who you are. You are a spirit. So the real you is not this container. The real you is not the soul. The real you is not the mind. You are a spirit. And then as a spirit, so this is the spirit. You have a soul, right? So let's call this soul. And then you live in the body. Probably you know these foundational principles, but this is going to be very important for our training and the series that is going on. So because you are a spirit, you have a body, right? So you have a soul and you live in the body. Innately, the real you is a spirit. So innately, this means that you are functioning on three planes or in three dimensions simultaneously right now. And remember, I said a dimension is a plane of existence, right? So if you're functioning on three dimensions, it means right now where you are seated and where I'm seated right here, I am functioning in the spiritual realm. I am living in the soul realm, and I'm also living in the body dimension. So this means that right here, right now, I'm having three-dimensional experiencing three dimensions simultaneously. And based on my level of consciousness and based on the inner work that I've done, I can choose which of these planes I want to create my life from. Because, and here's the thing, each of these dimensions had different rules by which it operates, right? I want to see the comments if they are coming in. Please let me know if you're there. If you're coming in, you let me know. Each of these dimensions has different rules in which they operate. Though all of it is you, because innately you are not the body. But because we are so conditioned to believe that you are the body or that is all of you, we see that this is the only plane. So first of all, this already shows you that you are existing on 3 dimensions right here, right now. Now, again, so what is this? Let's start with the spiritual dimension. Now, the spiritual dimension is a dimension in which the real you exists. And the spiritual plane is your spirit, right? So remember, the real you is a spirit living in the body, right? And having a soul. So your spirit is made up of 3 things, right? And then I'm going to open this and then come back to this diagram later for you to understand. So your spirit, which is the real you, is made up of 3 things. It is made up of your intuition. It's made up of your consciousness, right? Yeah, consciousness. And then it's made up of your conscience, right? So there's conscience, there's difference between conscience and emotions, but just follow. So this is what your spirit is made up of. So when you are living in that plane of life, this is the plane, the part of self that is actually functioning in that level, right, of the spirit. And in this spiritual realm, let's think about your consciousness, for example. Your consciousness determine the level that you're going to live in, because the real you is a spirit. And your consciousness, there are different dimensions, or there are different levels, not dimensions. There are different levels of consciousness, right? And I'm going to enter into the next video about that. And what is consciousness? Consciousness is simply your awareness, the way you experience life. And then we come back now to the second you, the thing that you have, which is your soul. So your soul is a part of you that is made up of your will, your mind, and your emotions, right? And your mind, of course, as you know, made up of the conscious and subconscious. And of course, we are going to get into that. And then we have now the third part of self, which is the body. So the body is actually the organs and the 5 senses, right? 5 senses and the senses. So when you are existing on the spiritual plane, simultaneously, like how we said, if you are existing on a spiritual plane dimension, you are functioning more based on your spirit and who you are. And this is what you're focused on and functioning on. When you're functioning only on the soul, which is the another dimension, this is what you're functioning on. And when you're functioning on the body, this is what you're functioning on. So all of this is actually who you are. So this is innately who you are. Now let's talk now about let's talk now about the dimensions and how you can actually, how this determine how you manifest. So the first dimension is the dimension is the dot point, right? Is the dot point. So it's simply awareness. Something that exists has awareness. And there's a difference between awareness and self-awareness. So this, something that exists in the first dimension is simply something that is aware, but it's not aware of the different dimension. I don't know if you understand. It's not self-aware, right? It doesn't have self-awareness, but it has awareness. And then we move into the second dimension now. So when something is operating in the second dimension, that thing literally has the width and height, right? So that thing is able to move in movement. So again, this is where animals comes in. This is where different, and depending on the level of consciousness, right, in that dimension, that animals fits in place. And then we come to the third dimension, which is our 3D reality, which is the most common dimension that most people know of. And this 3D, which is our wall right now, again, is the dimension of self. This is where we start having self-awareness, self-consciousness, and all of these things, right? And then this is the dimension of effort, the dimension of effect. This is dimension where everything that is created from every other plane is effect. And then we move into the fourth dimension. So now, when we enter into the 3D, we are already in this dimension. the dimension of the body. And this is why I came here, right? This is why I had to explain this first. Now, this is the dimension of the body. This is a 3D. So when you are accessing in the body, you're already in the 3D, right? And then we ascend to the 4D. When you are ascending to the 4D, the fourth dimension has to do with the soul. And this is the will, the mind, and the emotions, right? This is the realm of mind, the realm that is intangible. And then the 5D, which is now the realm of the spirit, which is also very intangible. So when you're operating in each of these dimensions, right? When you're operating in these dimensions, this is now the 4D. Let me clarify, 5D. And because this is the 4D and this is the 5D, this is the realm in which we want to start manifesting, because this is the realm in which you are truly you. Because in this other dimension is the dimension of effect. And it's not just the dimension of effect, but it's a dimension of the illusion, because it's not really the dimension in which you really are you, and you really are functioning as the divine self. So when you understand this basic concept, now whatever we are going to be talking about, whatever we're going to be building on, is going to make a lot of sense to you. Because now, I think this is really being a pain, so I'm going to put that away. So when you understand that this dimension, which is the 5D, this is where who you really are, and this is how you are born to manifest and create. So what happens is that when you are in the fourth dimension, the dimension of the soul, right? Of course, remember, this is what is happening in that dimension: your mind, your will, and your emotions. So you're focusing and you're doing the inner work on that, which is beautiful. But then there is a higher dimension in which you can ascend to. So the goal is not that to cancel this out, because it's not canceled. It's actually that you ascend and you grow out of manifesting like this. Because it's like a child. When you're growing, you should not end at a particular stage of growth, right? You should always be growing and get to that next level until you come back home to who you truly are, which is this version, which is this self, which is who you are, the spirit. So the fifth, again, just to recap, the first dimension is simply this dimension of awareness, is the point dimension. So when something is existing in that point, is simply awareness. But awareness, meaning that, but it's not self-awareness, it's not self-aware. Second dimension, the dimension of movement, and anything in that dimension can move. They are not a point, they can move, and they are aware, but they are not self-aware. The third dimension is the physical plane in which you and I are living in. And the rules controlling each of these dimensions are different. They are totally different, and they are totally unique. So, and the fourth dimension now is the dimension where we start playing the game, right, of manifestation. So this dimension, the 3D dimension of the body, or the dimension of physical manifestation, is the dimension of effect. And then remember, how then do you change and move from one dimension to another? You change by changing consciousness, because in each dimension is determined by your level of consciousness, right? Now, I want us to just see this. Oops, no, it's not this. Each dimension is determined by your level of consciousness. Because remember, innately you are a spirit. So when you are ascending and growing, it's not actually the body and all of these things that you are changing, is the consciousness. So as you grow and expand and evolve in consciousness, right, you start manifesting differently. So what is 5D manifestation then? 5D manifestation is learning how to manifest as the spirit by focusing and using your spiritual self and nature, instead of using your 4D self or 4D nature, which is the will, the emotions, and the mind. So with 4D manifestation, this is what you're taught, right? And this is and again, this is good because it's a stage in your evolution and expansion. You work on your mind, you change limiting belief, you visualize, you do emotional work, which is all good. But then you get to a place where you need to ascend out of that and start not just manifesting from this place of change all the time. I need to change my mind, I need to change my emotion, and trying to align to where you simply come back home to who you really are, your true nature, and you align to who you really are, your higher self, your true self, your spiritual self, what other people call higher self, what other people call your enlightened self. Because here's the thing, when you truly ascend into this dimension of existence, right? And the next training, I'm going to talk to you about the level of consciousness for you to understand this level. You are going to realize that you don't try to manifest things, because this is where this 4D dimension work. It's a dimension of effort, the dimension of you efforting your way through everything, trying to do everything to manifest everything, trying to change your mind, trying to do. Yes, is good, but it's like, how can you stop doing things to try to manifest? Because literally it's you trying to earn your way through manifestation. It's you trying to prove your worth, and it's you trying to work hard, and it's still the same level of consciousness of that of people in the 3D who believe that I am not worthy of anything. I have to work to earn. So it's like there's this subconscious thing of work, work, work. Each time that I need something, I have to visualize it. I have to meditate. Not to say that all of that is good. It's good, but what I'm saying is the consciousness in which you do it, because that is what is actually either keeping you in the 3D or 4D manifestation, where each time you want to manifest something, you have to write it down, affirm it, do all of these things, which is not wrong. It's actually good. But then how can you grow and get to that place where you no longer literally have to actually do all of that to be worthy of the thing that you want, because you truly are worthy right now. You truly are. And you do that by ascending from this dimension and unplugging from it, unplugging from the metrics, and literally plugging yourself into the fifth dimension, which is the dimension of who you truly are. It is literally you coming back home to your true self, right? It's you coming back home to your true self and learning to create from that place of the higher self. And this is the secret to this dimension. The secret to this dimension is embodying your higher self. So what is your higher self? Your higher self is the real you. The you that you've forgotten that you are, the you that was never wounded, the you that was never hurt, the you that was never traumatized, the you that didn't experience anything. It is you. It is the real you. And this real you is the key to unlock every manifestation that you want. How can you stop efforting your way through and start co-creating with angels and start being a channel through which creation happens? How can you stop that? And so this is the first lesson. Quick, short, simple. It's all about the dimensions. So in the next training, we're going to be getting into the level of consciousness. And I'm going to be detailing explaining to you what the level of consciousness are, because in each of these dimensions, what determines your dimension is the level of consciousness you're operating at, right? And consciousness and your embodiment. So your consciousness is the level of awareness you have, and the embodiment of the awareness that you have. Because you can have a consciousness, but it's not embodied. So embodied means that you have done it until it's become part and parcel of you. So you go from being a disembodied learner, a disembodied spiritual student or whatever, to actually becoming embodied and actually having those principles embraced in yourself, right? And again, to move from one dimension to another, you need to exist in the other. So this literally means that for those of you who are still in the 3 dimension, who are still seeing life like, oh, this is all that there is. And if you didn't watch the introductory video yesterday, you can go watch it, the live stream, and I'm going to be posting it soon on the normal video, so that you can understand that the dimension, you can understand a brief description of this dimension in other way and in other terms. And in that video, I said in the 3 dimension, you see yourself like you are a victim, right? It's like everything is happening to me. It's like everything is happening to me. Life is happening to me. I am a victim. I am just, no, I don't have control. Is you feel powerless. And then when you unplug out of that 3D and you step into 4D, you're like, I am the creator. You start realizing that you are the creator of your reality. But then the thing is that you realize that you're the creator of your reality, and then you are efforting your way through creating everything. You are aligning your belief, aligning your energy, which is all beautiful again. raising your vibration and all of that. And it's like you're on this hustle and grind journey of always trying to manifest or always trying the next thing because you know you are the creator. And you're like, yeah, everything is by me. Everything happens by me. So that's like the command or the mantra for the second dimension. For the third dimension, the mantra is through me. Because now you're awakened to the fact that, hey, I am not, everything is just not happening by me here. I am not just the person that is doing, like, everything is happening through me. There is a force, there's a life that is beyond what I see and what I experience. And when you start this, you stop efforting, you stop worrying, you stop control. Because the thing with the 3D is that, sorry, with the fourth dimension is that there's a greed. There is a sense of greed on things, on you efforting your way and trying to make things happen. And because maybe you are awakened to the knowledge that you are the creator and your personal power is activated, you go in this super achiever mode, right? And this is where most entrepreneurs, most leaders are, is like, you are in this super achiever mode where you want to achieve everything. But then when you enter the fifth dimension, it's like, everything is happening through me. And then you literally learn now to have a balance between achieving and then living in surrender and becoming a channel through which creation happens. So it's like the highest mind start existing through you and living and experience itself through you. And when this happens, everything you desire always comes to you, which then leads also now into the next level of expansion, which is the fifth dimension, the sixth. In the sixth dimension, you stop seeing yourself as everything is happening through me. You start realizing that you are everything. Everything is happening as me. You are an extension of everything. You and money are one. And if you and money are one, it's not just a concept that you hear. It's not something you are hearing me say. If you actually embodied it, how would you exist? This is when transformation start happening. And this is lesson 1. So I'm just going to go into the chat now and look at your questions. Let me know what your questions are, and I'm going to answer before I go. Hey, I'm amazing. I'm great. How are you? Oh my God, I can see my writing on the board is amazing. So people with ADHD are like this, like the ADHD brain. I'm great. So any questions? If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you don't have any, then I'm going to go jump off and I'm going to see you in the next one. But I'm going to wait a few seconds for any questions that you may have coming up for you. Okay. Good to hear you're doing amazing. Thanks for teaching us this. Oh, Chica, you're welcome, beautiful. You're so welcome. So, this is still an introductory one, and I'm feeling like I'm going to still do like a recorded video to detailedly go into this again and change, because I don't want us to spiritually bypass here. I want us to ground, right? I want us to have the full understanding of these concepts, and not just the concept, but fully understand what we are doing. And with this full understanding, we can then start to manifest with ease, because we are going to get into the deeper concepts. But if you don't understand these foundations, trust me, it's going to be a lot of work for us. You look very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so let me know if you have any questions, or do you understand what the dimensions are? Because now I explain it from another perspective, from the training that I did yesterday, which I'm going to be uploading soon. So if you understand that, let me know. And if there's no question, then I'm going to go and I'm going to see you in the next one. Okay. All right, beautiful souls. Have a beautiful day or morning or afternoon, wherever you are. And I'm sending you lots of love. That is it for today. Oh, where's the end like stream button? Okay, there we go. Oops. I'm still here. End.